The Board of Trustees for the Town of Mulhall will meet in regular session on Wednesday, November 13th at 7 p.m.
Anya,
Here.
Michelle,
Here.
and Chris.
Here. I make a motion to consent the agenda.
Second. Anya,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes. Report from the Mulhall Volunteer Fire Department.
I haven't heard anything. No one's.
Discussion, consideration, and possible actions in regards to A, budget expenditures for October 2024. B, official
Right at
removing
7.
Glenda Morrow from the Mulhall Planning Commission.
I think we got her letter.
I make a motion to accept the letter.
Second. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Can I ask who we're going to replace on the planning commission? And if we are, can I put my name in?
I believe that would be a question to be asked to the planning committee when they have their meeting.
Okay, well, we had 5, so I thought with one off, we could just put it on the agenda and get it going.
We have several people interested, so we'll have to
Okay,
put it to a vote.
okay.
You'll actually have to put that on next month's agenda, and you'll have to name the people that have applied, and then you'll have to have a vote on it. But we don't vote on it. Planning Commission doesn't vote. It has to be nominated and voted by the board.
Anya,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes. Joining the Oklahoma Municipal Management Services.
You should have this in your file. I got to speak with some of the people from OMMS, and I had no idea that they existed. But the more I talked to them, the more I realized they may be the solution to a lot of our issues. What they do is they partner with all different municipalities, and it's from our size all the way up to Norman and Oklahoma City. But what they do is provide resources that maybe we can't afford on our own. So an example they gave me was, say we need a piece of equipment, and so does Crescent and so does Marshall. Well, they will purchase the equipment and form an interlocal agreement between the communities that need to use it, and then we would just pay on a per use basis. They are also able to help with grants and finding them and writing them and taking our applications and helping us make them the best that they can be, or to help us make sure we optimize how we use the funds once we get them. I spoke to them about our animal control issue, and they said they have interlocal agreements written, and they will go to bat for you and find the community and get them to partner with you. So They kind of give you a little more power behind your voice, if you will. And then the biggest thing is they have a portal, and if you have a question, you email that portal, and it goes to every member in OMMS, and within 10 minutes, you will have answers to your questions. And it may be from the city manager of Norman, or it could be from somebody right here in the office. Everybody in OMMS has been some kind of municipal official. They have attorneys on staff, they have former city managers on staff, but basically when we've had problems and we've sent Bryce a question and we've taken weeks to get answers, you can ask those on that portal and have answers within minutes from somebody that's already dealt with it, or they are dealing with it, or they have the right resource to point, you toward. So it's a yearly membership fee. He said for a town our size, it would be $500 a year, but he also said not to let that be what stopped us, because they have had people partner with them to waive membership fees if we decide that we really want the resource, but we just can't afford it. So, just wanted you to have that information, see what you think about it, take your time. The website is right here on the bottom of that if you want to go check out their whole site. But personally, I think it looks like it could be a good resource for a lot of our issues.
Can anybody call them if we join, or just the board members?
Based on this, I would just say it's 4 towns, because it's Oklahoma municipal member, forget what it's named for, Oklahoma Municipal Management Services, so it's 4 towns. Like, it's for city officials to take advantage of the services they offer, because they're helping towns with our issues, not citizens within the towns. It's,
It's on the municipal level.
yeah.
So they can provide management services, they can provide emergency response services, so, a storm comes through, they can head that and make sure you get the resources that you need. I was just really impressed by how much they can help with. But for me, knowing we could have answers to questions that quickly from even other towns, it would save such an amount of heartache when we waited weeks at a time for answers sometimes, that could be really simple answers.
Well, and then so then if you're not having to go to Bryce, because he charges, then you would be saving the money
Yes.
there also.
Yes.
Will
So
they come
that-
speak to us? Sure, they probably would. I think that would be a nice thing to do too.
So outside the $500 annually, is there any other prerequisites?
No. And we kind of explained, as I talked to him, I kind of explained some of the issues we've had, like trying to get our animal control agreement done and our grant dollars and things like that. And he's like, you're exactly who we're here for, He's like, oh, we helped Crescent do this, or we helped, But he checked that portal at the beginning of the meeting I was at, and by the time he went back to check it, all of the questions that had been sent that morning were answered. So I just can't imagine getting a response that fast.
I also believe that the $500, just 2 questions. If
Right.
2
Bryce's
questions, like she
fee.
said, that would cover it, just 2 questions to Bryce
Yeah.
would be that same fee, basically.
Yeah.
So it would pay for itself the first 2 times we used it, not
And
having
they-
to ask the lawyer.
They have an office in Tulsa, I believe, right near Woodland Hills Mall. But there are always people there. You can go in and sit down in front of somebody and talk to a human being if you really want to. So, very accessible, very responsive. I just thought it would be worth thinking about. Is that a cat?
That's what I'm leaning towards.
I think it's a good idea.
Well, I like what you said about the grant part of it.
I got the idea that they could help us find grants too, like,
Ones that we don't even know about.
right, so you take an issue to them and they might be able to say, oh, there's a grant for that, here's what we need to do, you know?
Well, I make a motion to join OMMS and get this particular ball rolling.
Okay.
I second.
Okay. Michelle second. Anya,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes. Moving on to D, prison bank card for use at ATM, ITM.
Okay, I cannot use that machine as is right now. I have to have a card. Freddie can fix the card where I will not be able to withdraw anything. I will not be able to make any purchases. It will be for deposits only. So, that's where we are. You know, I had to bring that to you so that, you know, I could get the okay or not the okay. But I cannot use that without a card.
Can I also say that if you have an existing card with them, like I have a debit card for the church, for example, in order for me to make deposits, they have to put it, I didn't quite understand if I have to have a card that's just for deposits or if they have to add some feature to my existing card. Because I tried to go Sunday to do church deposits and I couldn't do it. So I emailed Dana and said, hey, I tried to use the ATM and here's what happened. And then she mentioned about the whole deposit thing, like, so I don't know if I have to get a different card or if they have to turn on that feature on my existing debit card, but so
Yeah.
just beware, if you have a Prism card and you think you're gonna be able to just go use it and deposit, you may wanna talk to the bank.
Well, it might be just for
Business.
business accounts too.
Yeah, it could be, cause I don't have a personal account, I just have a church account, so
Yeah, maybe just business accounts too, you know.
anyway,
I tried to, didn't work.
so.
Well, I went over there and thought, oh, I've got a simple deposit, I'm gonna try this.
But that also was in supply.
But it did, when I said cancel, give me my cash back, so that's a plus. I was afraid, how am I gonna be able to get this back? And it just spit it back
I
out.
can see her over there tearing up there too.
So,
So I'm sitting there on the phone talking to him in front of the machine. Well, I can't do this, so I'll see you in person.
yeah,
So,
anyway, so just FYI, but
well, thank you.
I think that to save miles, I mean,
Well,
it sounds like that we need to do that, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, because you've been paying me mileage
Mm-hmm.
to go to the bank every time I go
Mm-hmm.
for the month,
So I don't have a problem with just a deposit on the card.
so. Okay, then the next thing, with our cash people, some round up, some go to the penny. I cannot do change over there. So I'm gonna need to ask the ones that pay cash to either round up or bring them money order or a cashier's check, which I'll try to eventually get there, but we'll see. I mean, I've kind of started with we gotta start rounding up because I can't take change.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And I have change, because a lot of them go straight to the penny.
But aren't they eventually going, he did say eventually they would make that where it would could do change over there, or no, he didn't, did he?
No, he did not.
I don't know any ATM with that capability that will take your change.
But if they round up, it's just a credit on their account.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, credit on their account's okay then.
Yeah, it's just a credit. Just goes toward the next bill.
Even if they round up to the nearest
I do
dollar.
that every
Yeah.
year.
So that's why we'll have to round up to the nearest dollar, so. And a lot of them do that. You know, I have that also, so. But I am starting to kind of mention all of this to them. Trying to see what we can do.
On the issue of the card, I make a motion to go forward on a deposit-only card.
Well, I told Freddie that's what I wanted. I mean, you know, if we agree to this, it will be that, deposit only.
No second.
Okay, and second. Anya,
Yes.
Michelle, and Chris.
Yes. Moving on to E, field electric estimate for shop lights and pavilion at the park.
Okay, you have in your folders a copy of what it would take for them to do the shop lights, which is $3,800.03.
No, that's 50-amp plug too, isn't it?
Yes, yes, that is the lights and the installation of a 50-amp 240-volt outlet for the welder. And that will also get all the lights on one switch at the door. So
As
that,
opposed to two different spots.
exactly. As opposed to right now, he's walking across a dark alley, trying to find his way to the other switch. So, that
And
is,
50 amps can be kind of pricey to put in, so.
Yeah, but this is just not now, the people that are here now, this is for the future.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm all for it, but I'm saying that'd be a big part of the expense, is that 50 amp.
Yeah.
But it-
But we gotta have that run the welder.
Plus you'll have the light switch when it's convenient.
yeah. Okay, and then for down there at the pavilion, at the concession stand, that covered part, I don't know if you've seen it, but I know I've gotten pictures. It's dangerous down there. It looks terrible. Everything's hanging down, everything's open. So, that's $2,038.54 for him to put lighting in, replace with 8-foot LED strip lights. To fix it down there and make it safe. And there will be nothing that kids can grab and swing on. So, that's that. And we have, to finish that project, we have received our $9,825 for the 3 pieces of equipment that we sold.
Okay.
So that helps cover that
Yeah.
with leftover for whatever else that Virgil or Frank see fit out there. But that's what Frank suggested we do with the money. When we sell the equipment, you take care of the shop.
That makes sense to me.
Well, and even for the ballpark, if we could get more tournaments and things
Yes.
in that's safe,
Yes,
that could draw a crowd in here tomorrow.
yes.
Yeah.
And we're trying to work on that. We're slowly but surely, trying to work on that. And someone has cleaned out the concession stand pretty well. It looks nice in there. I mean, it looks a whole lot better than what it did. If we can get that stuff out,
I totally forgot about that.
get that removed, and then we have the lights that they took down, that OG&E took down, that were on the ballpark. We have the lights in there that they need to be gotten out, but I don't know where to put them,
In the trash?
or what to do with them. Yeah, that's a good place, if they can't be recycled, you
Throw
know.
them in on top of the two cruddy pumps and the lawnmower down here.
Well, we're getting to that.
No, I mean, put the lights in with that stuff, get rid of it.
Scratch that.
Scrap it.
Yeah,
There you go.
If they needed to be replaced, they're probably not worth, they're probably not salvageable anyway.
or put the word out, see if some other community could use it.
Do we know, like, are they in working order, or like, were we just improving technology, or?
Well, we didn't
Did they
have
not work?
lights before.
Yeah, we
We
didn't
didn't
have,
have lights before they put the lights
That
down.
okay.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna assume they didn't.
Good.
So
That's why
it
they
sounds
changed
like
that.
scrap. Yeah.
I think they changed them out when they put the new poles up.
How long have they been
Not
stored
sure.
there?
Years.
Yeah.
Years?
How long they been in storage? Maybe 4 years?
I can't remember.
Probably scrap.
Yeah.
These weren't using that recently.
No.
So, would you have to load them up and take them to Perry, or do they take that kind of stuff?
I thought there's some places that come and get scrap.
Yeah, but they charge too.
Oh, do they charge? I thought they just took the money
Unless
they
they're
got from
gonna-
it.
Right, if we don't want the money from it, then somebody would come get it.
Yeah, generally. Some of them like, there's one guy I've seen, the one guy will give you 15, another guy will give 30, they'll come and take all your crap. You know, they load it and everything themselves, so.
Well, I know someone I can ask about that.
But then there are some of them that will, if you schedule with them, and they're gonna be coming through, they'll stop and get it, and don't charge you.
But this is big scrap. It's gonna take it's gonna take a dumpster of some sort to put these in, that have the big
Yeah.
thing on that.
But I
So,
might add before we finish this, Field Electric is really some good people.
yes,
They're the ones that done my house. They're really good to work with.
well, I called him one day and he was here the next.
That's
refreshing.
unusual.
Yes, yes, and he was really nice guy.
Was he the only bid we got though?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody else,
They ghost us.
They don't want small jobs, they want
No.
those $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 jobs.
yeah.
I guess I'm on school 3 and 2 is small.
Field Electric, been in business long enough, they know that little jobs add up to a lot.
Yeah, they do.
So I'll make a motion to go forward on the Fields Electric.
Okay.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
Taking your birthday off.
I guess.
Andrew?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
I think Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Moving to F, declare 2 water pumps and a push mower for surplus scrap.
Okay. Virgil wants those. He is willing to pay $40 for all 3 of them. I'm just telling you this out front and outright. But we can't do that unless it's declared surplus. So, I'm just telling you. What's going on there. And as far as, you know, we'd have to load it up, take it to Perry, put it in the back of the truck, take it to Perry, go over the scale.
So you may be getting more in paying $40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The time and the gas.
Yes.
The push mower showed up after the tornado. That tells you how wet they get. And then pumps are scrap.
The pumps don't even work.
Irreparable.
But that's a challenge for him. He wants to do that, so. And he's willing to pay for it. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't know about the push mower until yesterday. Today. I asked him again about it. He said, and the push mower.
And it's just not taking that space out of
Plus, that's 3 items out of the shop.
it. Yeah.
Which we tried to get out of the shop during the Purple Wave auction, but
Nobody
it
wanted
wasn't their standard.
No,
Right.
they don't deal in
They didn't do that. Because people won't pay, it's not worth their time.
I have no issue with Virgil buying them.
He's a good tinkerer. too.
Make a motion to declare them scrap. Let Virgil have them for $40.
I'll second it.
Michelle. Chris.
By spring, he'll be using that mower.
You know, he's got that tractor to run,
Yep.
and he's bought implements for it.
Yep.
And it's had a tree growing up in the middle of it.
I'm
Okay.
convinced he can make anything run.
Yeah. Okay, Michelle second. Anya
Yes.
and Michelle
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes. Any appearances?
Got them on the charger for the radio.
Well, it wasn't in the box that I thought it was in. So I'm moving on to another box.
Okay, that's fine. And another thing I'm gonna do, I'm feeling cheerful. Down there at the southeast corner of the park, or southwest corner of the park, where that moving flagpole, there's about that much left. There's electricity up there. Okay, I'm gonna change the GFI in it. That's all it needs. But I'd like to put up a real nice, pretty tall cedar tree up there and light it up for Christmas.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
But, you know, I can get the tree to town, but in order to get it set up, I can get birds and town tractor to help me set it up. Sends that town property and
All right. There again, I have zero issues with that.
I don't have a problem with it.
we got about plenty of lighting to make it pretty.
Is there lights in the truck? You used to at one time.
Oh, there's some lights
I don't
over there, lights here, lights there.
No, I got some in my
Main
attic.
thing is we got electricity. There used to be a light shined up on the flag. It's got all tore up and everything, and GFI quit working, but that's not an issue, put a new one in. And I just want to let y'all know what I want to do.
Appreciate it.
Like, maybe next year, if we can get a bunch of people together, we'll light the park for Christmas, you know.
That'd be awesome.
Can I say something?
No.
Is this appearance time and I can say
Yeah.
something? And I'm gonna face you because I don't like my back to people.
Well, I can look at it.
A couple meetings ago, I got a little irate with Cindy, and I want to personally apologize to you. I was frustrated because I'm so sad that this town is just at each other's throats. And I hate it that you feel unwelcome. And this paper thing, reading all that, I guess that's just what upset me. And I really, that is not me. And I apologize to you. I don't want to do it in front of everybody. We just need to quit bickering with each other. And kind of like our country, we need to heal. Bygones should be bygones. If there's anything that we can do to make you feel welcome, let us know. And I do agree with this paper thing. I think that's the worst thing. That's what happens when you get on the internet and all that. People start saying this and that, and it just goes crazy. But I had no right to. And I wasn't personally attacking you, but I was just so frustrated. Just don't read those things. So I really do want to apologize to you. I love your mamas. I love your place up there. And I hope that something will heal, that you will feel welcome. Because I know most people in this town will welcome anybody. I was welcomed here 58 years ago, so. But that was what I wanted to say tonight. But I wanted to do it personally to you, with everybody that was here last time. I was told, and this is, I'll give you an example. I heard from somebody that, and here we go with the backbite. Oh, she's the nastiest, mean person you ever saw behind your back. I'm sorry they feel that way. Come to me if you feel that way. I'm not a mean, nasty
You said that
person.
about you?
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought, that's their problem, not mine. If they really knew me, maybe they wouldn't say that, you know, that's fine. But I thought, well, when did I ever do something? And you hush, because I know you'll say it. But I try not to be. If I am, somebody please come to me, because that's the last thing I want. So personally, I'm sorry if I offended you that night. That was not my intention. I was just so frustrated. So.
Well, I appreciate that, because I have felt actually like I tried really hard in this town. And I would have liked to have thought that everything I've done on that corner.
And that's what I'm saying. You won't be the people that appreciate that. But then you get one person that says something, and then it comes around, and then you feel like you're being, and you're really not. So.
And then on the sign thing, I really felt hurt on that, because I put my heart and soul into that sign as long as I could.
Oh, the flowers?
Yeah. And
I
then-
loved it.
And then when I couldn't get any help and the railroad ties were rotting, I mean, and I've said it before, but Debbie did try and help me water, but it's really hot. And I have numerous health conditions, Sjogren's, congestive heart failure, thyroid, you name it. It just got to where I couldn't do all of that and try and keep up with my place too.
If you'd have told me, I'd been there with a heartbeat to help
Well, I had mentioned I needed help.
See, I don't do Facebook, I don't do any of that.
Well-
You have to come to me personally if you want some help, because I would be glad to. And that's why I think the Willis, I love flowers. I think it looks so nice when you come into town, and I loved it when your flowers were up there. And I was really sad when they went down, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna step up, because I like flowers. This guy has worked his tail off, keeping those flowers watered all year, all this year. If he couldn't do it, I'd haul water in from my house out in the country and water. And it is a chore, but if enough people step up, that's the whole thing. You just got to work together.
But
That's
it's
why I
real
want this
convenient for me. I got out amongst the atmosphere, and I got that easy go, and I just put the water jug in the bag, drive up the hill. We're gonna be putting trees up there.
We're gonna put some little Christmas trees up there too. We're gonna try to keep it festive or whatever. It's not gonna be fancy. But that's why I want this town to heal. I want people to quit trying to bicker about everything. If you got a problem with somebody, go to them. Tell them, say, hey, you know, this is what I feel. It's like I wish this person would come to me and I said, what have I ever done to you that, you know?
The way this world is, I want, where's my nose to go back to the 80s.
But anyway, that was my whole thing.
I appreciate that.
I just wanted to personally apologize. I was not personally attacking.
And I will say also that I had a person come to me and say, which really frustrated me, because I have a good mind, and they told me that I was no problem until I started being friends with Christy. And,
That's-
you know, no, I know, but I mean, that's just another thing that makes you not feel welcome, because even Christie's a good person.
That's
She
one of
has
those
some
you just
things.
need to- Okay, that's the way you feel, I'm sorry. I'm not that way, don't
You
feel that
know,
way.
and that's fine. But I mean, they should have never said anything like that to
And
me.
that's where I go back to let it just slide off. You know who you are, you know who she's to you, and that's all that matters. Don't let these people that want to try to destroy you get to you.
Okay, well, I appreciate your apology.
You bet.
Thank you.
You bet.
Any,
Under appearances, you know, we voted to start having the opening for our meeting, and for some reason we stopped that. So I want us to get back to that.
Well, I wanted to know, why can't that be the first thing on the agenda?
Well, it doesn't have to be on the agenda for us to do it. It's
Well, I
just-
know it doesn't have to be, but if it was on the agenda, it wouldn't accidentally get forgotten.
Well, it may be having something to do with, there may be some legal ramifications about separating religion from government too, so. There shouldn't be, but you know how
You
to
can't
do
do
it.
anything, you can't lick the government.
So, but, yeah, I just missed that, you know.
I was late.
Yeah, we'll blame Lynn, because she wasn't here tonight.
I was late, wasn't I?
Well, it's just 1 or 2 minutes, if that.
One tardy.
miscellaneous?
Well, we didn't do anything for Christmas
Go
this
see
year.
your tree. Sometime we'll
It's
make
pretty late, so I
Yeah.
didn't.
I have a request. When we,
Cold.
after came today, could we not do a church night? My husband had to excuse me from church tonight.
Yeah, we left church early too.
Yeah, we'll be-
This is more of an exception, not the norm.
Yeah, oh, yes.
But it still makes it hard on people that go to church on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Duly noted.
Thank you.
thanks.
Make a motion to adjourn at 7:38.
I'll second.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
Thank you.
But I don't think you're 50, right? You're not?
No, I am.
Oh, you
Yes.
Are you 5 decades?
She's catching up with me.
You're several months, you're just a few months older than Emily.
Yeah.
I thought you were young.
No,
Michelle
Put the
yes.
10-year-old words.
and Chris.
Yes.
You don't.
That's still a puppy, I want to tell you right now. When you get where I'm at.
Told her, hey, you love it.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Restroom break for anybody?
I'm good.
The Mulhall Public Works Authority will meet in regular session on Wednesday, November 13th at 7:38.
Tanya,
Here.
Michelle,
Here.
and Chris.
Here.
See where the restaurant's open on Wednesday.
Yes.
I make a motion to consent the agenda.
Second.
Tanya,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes. Report on water and sewer.
Um, I think everything's going okay.
Going downhill in the pipe.
I know Frank was working on something with the telemetry system, but I don't know the outcome. And I know he got his report turned in to DEQ, but yesterday I received another report he's fixing to have to do. And I looked for the last one and I couldn't find it, I didn't find it, and he said it was probably done in the 90s. So, yeah, it's 7 pages long, it's very in detail. So I can't do this, so he's got another form to fill out for DEQ.
Well, what was it he's working on?
He was working
The
on
telemetry system, it was giving false
reading
alerts.
On the one
at the lagoon,
at the lagoon.
yeah.
I kept checking a breaker on them for some reason.
So,
Report from water clerk.
okay. I've got a problem with someone in town. I'd rather not say any names. But it's really been a situation. I turned his water off. Didn't hear back from anyone for almost 2 weeks. And then,
Right, to pay and get it turned back on?
huh?
To pay and get it turned back on?
No. They were asking me what they needed to pay to get it, yes, turned back on. And when I told them the amount, they went ballistic. It's locked up. It was locked up because I had put out a past due notice. And to this day, I heard from them all by text. And it wasn't nice. So, it's still turned off. As far as I know, it's still locked up. But I don't know. They haven't come to you guys? So that's where we are with this one meter. And it's not been a good thing.
Have they paid anything since you shut it off?
Well, what is the fee to have it turned back on?
$40.
Plus the bill.
Well, plus the full payment of the bill. I have to have the full payment.
Give me a little bit of background. This has been going on for,
That's what I was gonna ask. This is not a 1 month.
No,
kind
well,
of situation.
she makes, you know, if you call her and say, hey, I don't get paid till next Wednesday.
Right,
She'll say, okay, and you come pay her next Wednesday.
yeah.
This
It's
particular
all
person,
communication.
3 or 4 times, is I'm gonna pay you some money and I'll pay you next payday, they never do it. So the balance just keeps going up and up and up and
Right.
up.
And that's the problem.
Do they have financial problems? Do they have health concerns? Is there some reason why they really can't do it?
Sandy, this has been going on for years.
Well, I
It's
think
been
that-
going on for a long time. And I have worked with them and worked with them. And that's why the balance is so high, because I was told I can only pay this much. I will pay this much in 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks never came. Now, we've done this for 3, 4 months. And in this time frame, they also had a humongous leak. And then when I told them about that, the month it happened, they were asking me why, where, what?
So the leak is on them?
Yes, yes. So, to finalize our conversation, I told him, I said, I cannot take a partial payment. I've got to have the whole balance. No partial payments this time.
Well,
Because
they have to have that water leak fixed before they turn it back on.
well,
Yeah.
that's his problem.
Well, I know, but,
Yeah.
I mean, that may be why they're not paying you, because it's just gonna run it up.
I can't remember
Well,
the usage last time. I think I didn't bring anything with me. I was thinking it was better, but I can't remember,
For last month, or when you turned it off,
just last month.
give me something.
So,
But the point is, if they had paid the partial when they said they were going to, they wouldn't be in the position they are right now.
exactly. exactly. And I let it go too long, I did. But time gets away quickly, I understand that. But when I told him no partial payments, I needed the whole thing, that was the problem. But he hasn't come down, they haven't come down to see me, they haven't come to ask, they haven't done anything.
So like 2 weeks went by from the time you shut it off before you heard from them at all?
He's 3,100 gallons.
See, so the leak was fixed, I thought it was.
Well, maybe they paying to fix the leak, they couldn't pay what they owed yet. Is there any church or anything that has funds that can help people that are having trouble, at least to get them set straight, and then it's on them again, and then no more, you know, letting them do partial payments, you gotta be upfront with it?
There probably is, but.
They can go to the
Person in
ministerial
question
alliance.
needs to go find that out.
Yeah, that's,
They can go to the ministerial alliance, they just go to any minister in town, and the minister takes it to the ministerial alliance.
they don't always pay the whole amount, but they help.
But
Yeah.
that's their job, whoever we're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are too proud to ask for help.
I believe if I went without water that long, my pride would be out the door.
And
Well, there's always an excuse every month. There's always an excuse. Always.
Any suggestions?
Could you
Maybe pass along
to them about
the fact that they could approach one of the churches? I mean, maybe that's a resource they're not aware of.
Exactly.
And if we say, you know, we have to have the full balance, but you might start here and see if someone could help you make up the difference. you
depending on
know.
what it is, they would probably pay the whole thing. I mean, the ministerial alliance quarterly sends out what they, you know, who
What they
they
have.
helped and how much. And so our church obviously gets a statement. And so they've paid bills for people, and some of them aren't small,
And
so.
they have cut some of them off too.
Yeah, and now if you constantly are going, but if you're just going the first time, then most likely they're gonna help you.
I think that would be good to contact them, because then they'd show that you care, but we can't do this.
Right.
But you can maybe get help here.
But I would put it on them
Yeah.
and say, you have to go ask for help. Like, we're not going to, but, you know, we have to,
We have to
we
run the
can't
town
do
as a
this. Yeah, we
business,
can't do this, we don't do this for everybody else, we can't.
but
make
we're
an
not
exception.
above giving
Yeah.
you a lead on a resource, you know?
His leak was back in July. That's when he had the big 24,000 gallon back in July.
There's other resources out there, numbers they can call to ask to get help.
But a lot of people just don't know that, so.
Okay. Okay, say this too. He has been turned down by Mr.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
okay. Because he's probably abused.
Most of the churches will pay part of it. I mean, our church is set up one time. They'll help you to a certain amount. And then after that, you know, they will help people, but it's, if you've done it once, they won't continually continue, they will help you.
So,
So they know there's a resource out there.
so do we need to like, I know you said that the texts were not very nice, but is this something that we need to let the sheriff's department know about, make aware of? I mean,
Any threats made?
Are they threatening or just rude?
okay.
Just,
Well, I know you
I
want
mean,
to
I've had,
I mean, it's easy for us to say you have to stick to your guns because we don't have to deal with it like you do. But I mean, I'm not real sure. If it's been several months, I don't see how we can say you can just pay $200 and we'll turn it back on, because I don't think that you would ever get your money.
I know.
So,
This bill has not been paid off in a while. I had all that ready to.
They can agree just to leave it off then, if they want to live like that. And then if they get it together, they can come catch it up. And
Then if
then-
the water lines freeze, then fix it and then pay it.
I mean, I don't really know what other option we have at this point.
No, I don't think we do. I mean, they kind of pushed us into a corner.
You said you don't know if the lock's been cut on it or not.
No, I don't know if the lock has been cut.
No.
I can find that out.
Can't we tell that with the
Better
system?
That'd be a big one.
I asked Virgil to go check, and he said he wouldn't do that. And I said, I don't go with that.
No.
I don't go with that. I said, anybody is capable of doing anything when pushed. So,
Let me get my, yeah, I can tell you about 5 minutes I can tell you.
I'm gonna say, you got the
Oh.
meter read, if you're
Yeah.
using it.
it's been interesting.
I'd say you could just block their number on your phone, but you kind of have to, they kind of have to be able to get a hold of you. I
Yeah.
guess they
I mean,
can call the office.
town number.
Yeah.
You can block their number from your personal phone.
They haven't called back yet again, have they?
No.
Just that one?
They just text her
Yeah, they did.
all the time.
They just text me.
Well, what would happen if they did cut the lock?
If they cut the lock,
Yes.
That's a big no-no.
that's another problem and another charge.
That would come to criminal.
Yeah.
Can you just take the meter out?
Yes, we can. And if they cut it, that's what will
That's
happen.
what the next step would be.
If he cuts it, he will be charged, and then I'll call Frank and say, Frank, come remove this meter. And he'll do it.
I didn't know if there's a time period where even if he doesn't cut the lock, you can just have the
Right.
meter removed, and then you don't have to worry about if he cuts the lock later and having to continuously go check to see.
Yeah.
And then that might encourage him to get that money together and pay the bill.
I didn't go that far with it right now, because,
I know if you tell the gas company to turn the gas off, they don't just turn the gas off, they take your meter out the next day.
Yeah.
Get mine.
I mean, if I was in your shoes, I would block that number.
From your phone. personal
Yeah.
phone.
I might send one text and say,
Because
from now on, you need to direct your communication to this number, the office number. And then I would block that number, because you shouldn't have to take that kind of emotional abuse on a daily basis.
Not on
And
your
the town
personal
doesn't pay
phone.
for your,
No.
the town doesn't pay for your cell phone, so
Right.
you don't have to use your cell phone in town business.
I know, but it's so easy. It's so much
Yeah, but
easier.
it's so much easier for them to attack you that way
Yeah.
too.
At all hours of the day.
Yeah.
It is, but I use my phone probably as much for here
Mhm.
as I do for home.
But it's not making any personal threats, right? Not making
No.
any threatening.
No. Well, I'll go back and read them, but I'll say no. I don't think so. I hear a lot, so I don't take too
Well, that-
much.
A lot of times that's just part of the job. I've been in office manager and I know what kind of
Right.
you get. So,
But at some point, you gotta draw the line for your own mental health.
well, yeah, so I would block the call, tell him, and then just speak to him in person on the phone. Yeah.
I didn't even want to do this, so. But I felt like I needed to, because we need to know.
Yeah,
Well, he's backed you into a corner.
That,
and,
okay,
and you can tell him too, that he can always come to a meeting and talk to us.
yeah.
I mean, we'll just be telling him the same thing, but at least
Right.
he's directing it at us and not solely at you. So,
Do these people have health concerns or out of work, or does anybody know anything?
I don't try to make that my business.
I thought maybe there's a reason, but you can't.
Only if you share it with me, whatever you want to share, that's fine. But as far as asking him personal questions, no. Or anybody.
It looks like it's kind of, he's cut it off. He's bigger. It's usage, there's a red rest.
That would make the time make more sense. Why you wait that long, if you cut it, it's not bothering him.
So it's, the leak is fixed, but the usage is going up.
I don't think he heard you.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Well, I mean, that's 2 + 2 equals.
Mhm. He's figured it out.
So we read the 25th of last month. We read the
Yeah.
25th.
That's what I'm going off that reading to now.
Okay,
It's been usage.
okay.
Hang on.
He's just digging so deeper.
Oh, my goodness.
Is there a prospect of violence if he comes in here?
Could, you know.
I'm just saying, you're usually here by yourself. I mean, if the
Yeah.
coffee shop's gone.
All it takes
Yeah.
is communication with her.
The door is usually
And you
locked.
just can follow through.
It's just according about what time of day it is.
I understand.
And then aren't there couple people in here a lot too, or do,
At 3, there's more, 10
10 and 3.
and 3.
Used to be 7, 10, and 10.
Yeah.
Used to be.
It was on.
cause I know when I've come up here, the door's locked and you see and you can let me
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I'm glad you locked it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we had some other issues at one time that started
Yeah,
that.
I'm glad you locked it. Yeah, not a problem. While we're waiting on the cat in there, you learn to make a spray over there. You need to.
No,
Just keep an eye
Not
on it.
yet. I've got to get the stuff.
So, I guess,
Other than that, everything's okay.
I guess
I
we
guess
need to
if he
remove the
figures
meter
out-
though.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if he figures out that lock's been cut, then that's not your problem anymore. We'll report it and have it just taken care of legally.
Used to work in oil field.
Sure.
Yeah, just-
Who removes the meter?
Well, Frank will remove it, but we'll have to call the sheriff
You know, here to use
to
it.
handle the charges first, and then,
And then the sheriff will be.
but that takes it off your plate. He may have done you a favor.
And then-
But the sheriff will go over there with him while he's leaving.
Okay, that is a good thing, yeah.
Oh, we do have, our, I just found out today, our resource officer out there.
Yes.
Well,
My new neighbor.
man. He told him moved in.
Hey, man, I just chill up on the hill and don't mess with him.
I gave him congratulations, storage building, the same color as the house.
Well, I just noticed that the other day his street light and the sign is gone.
Does anybody know how to actually pronounce his last name?
Officer Z.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
All I know him as.
at church on Sunday, he introduced himself as Z.
It's Serzinski or something?
It's ZDORJEWSKI.
Yeah.
Z sounds
Officer
good.
Z.
Yep.
Z.
Officer Z.
How are you?
Is he just a school officer or, so he can't do tickets?
Yeah,
Well, no, he
Yeah,
works
he
for
was
Sheriff
he
County.
was real
That's Logan
library.
County.
He's with the school in Orlando.
He can give highway
But he's
tickets?
a deputy.
He's a deputy.
Don't be speeding, Sandy, he'll give you.
Oh, I don't speed,
Yeah,
but I
he's an
see him
actual
speed
sheriff.
by my house.
Showing 4,000 gallons,
4,000 gallons.
but I don't look at it. That was since, the reading in 25th October. We need to lock it up.
That's a lot.
Water. Yeah, he's an actual sheriff deputy.
Well, he needs to issue some tickets. Does the town get any money from the tickets?
No.
No.
I'm more worried about Mr. Miller pulled out. There, we have elderly, that's the only way to get on the highway.
Right, and it's kind
And
of
the people
blind.
on the curb. These big, wide, heavy loads, they'll never get stopped. They're gonna kill somebody. And we wait until someone
even then, will they do anything about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if they give us some tickets, they might
It was
slow
locked
them
on the
down.
24th.
You just think half of them are either oil and gas or wind turbines, and they got so much money in their banks, they don't care about a ticket,
Yeah.
you know?
I locked him up on the 24th, and he read the 25th.
Of October.
Yeah.
So then there's that, 4,000 gallons he's cut it.
He hadn't cut it, oh,
Hang on, I may look that up as the wrong one.
I was gonna ask.
Would you quit getting fired up?
Well,
Really?
on the assumption that we're on agreement that if the lock is cut, what procedures we need to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got that covered.
Okay.
And I think we all would recommend that you block his number.
Yes.
And lock the door.
Yeah, and lock the door.
Yes,
Keep it locked.
And if he shows up,
no,
back.
he comes in on yeah.
So if there's nothing else, our need water clerk.
No, not that I can think of. That's the big thing that's been going on.
Right. Discussion, consideration, and possible actions in regards to budget expenditures for October 2024.
Well, I have one more quick question. I know we don't know for sure, but do you need to make a motion to make sure we do remove the water meter, or is that, you can just do that?
That's just automatic.
That's everything.
Yeah,
If
on
we
that,
realize it's cut, we
yeah,
just
so we
make a
can
phone
come back on
call.
them later and say,
Right.
Okay, if it's cut,
And call the sheriff.
Just do your normal, what you've done in the past.
So I mean, that's not our law, you know?
Yeah, plus they gotta pay for the law.
yeah. The lock charge will be added to the account.
That's at least the way that we've done this.
Okay.
Appearances?
Oh. Appearances? No, not that I have.
Miscellaneous? Then I make a motion to adjourn at 8:03.
I'll second.
Anya,
Yes.
No, it's
Cheryl,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
her.